Hello geometry students. Today's learning target is to simplify radicals. So if we look at these problems on the screen, we want to find the biggest perfect square that goes into the value. So in problem number 1 we have 50. So the biggest perfect square that goes into 50 is 25. So I'm going to rewrite this as square root of 25 times square root of 2. We learned that the square root of 25 is 5. So this simplifies to 5 square root of 2. In problem number 2, we're trying to find two numbers that multiply to 80, and we want one of them to be a perfect square. 80 is 16 times 5, so I'm going to break this down to the square root of 16 times the square root of 5. The square root of 16 is 4, so that's 4 square root of 5. Number 3, 4 times 7 is 28. So this simplifies to the square root of 4 times the square root of 7. Square root of 4 is 2, so 2 square root of 7. Problem 4, 4 times 6 is 24, so this is square root of 4 times square root of 6. Square root of 4 is 2, so 2 square root of 6. For problem number 5, 27 could be written as square root of 9 times square root of 3. Square root of 9 is 3, so 3 square root of 3. For problem 6, 12 is 4 times 3, so I'm going to rewrite this as square root of 4 times square root of 3. Square root of 4 is 2, so 2 square root of 3. For problem number 7, it might be a little harder to find the perfect square. If you think of 96 as 4 times 24, this would be square root of 4 times square root of 24. Square root of 4 is 2, so 2 square root of 24. Now 24 breaks down further. 24 is square root of 4 times square root of 6. So this becomes 2 times 2 times square root of 6. And that's equal to 4 square root of 6. An alternative way for problem number 7 is square root of 96. If you realize that 16 goes into 96, you can rewrite this as square root of 16 times square root of 6. And square root of 16 is 4, so you get 4 square root of 6. So there are two ways of doing number 7. The blue method, you find the biggest perfect square, and you get it in a shorter number of steps. For number 8, you need to find a perfect square that goes into 54. 9 goes into 54, so this is the square root of 9 times square root of 6, which is 3 square root of 6. Problem number 9, we did in class. If you think of square root of 72 as the square root of 36 times the square root of 2, you get 6 square root of 2. So you get that answer in one step. Some people in class did not do that. They thought of square root of 72 as 9 times 8, which is 3 square root of 8. But then as we discussed in class, square root of 8 is the square root of 4 times the square root of 2, and I need to copy down the 3. And then this becomes 3 times 2 times 2, which is still 6 square root of 2. So there's sometimes more than one way of doing the problem, but if you find the biggest perfect square, that is the most efficient. Square root of 150, that's the square root of 25 times the square root of 6, which is 5 square root of 6.